Hey, check out the LSU students down in Baton Rouge camping out to get tickets for the showdown in T-Town. These guys hoping to make that Louisiana purchase on just a handful of student tickets left so they can be there for the game of the century Saturday.
We've gotten here early before, but for this game we decided to spend the night just because of the hype going behind the game.
It's just going to be a great atmosphere. Even to be in Tuscaloosa is going to be a great.
And check out the T-shirt on sale in Louisiana, the Saban hat and the Miles hat with the slogan, Best in the West. That's what's on the line. On the football field, Les Miles says he never worries once the game actually starts. He's very laid back, and he thinks his team enjoys the spotlight. With wins over Oregon and West Virginia on the road this year, he doesn't think his guys will get too jacked up.
I want our guys to play with emotion and passion, and you know, frankly, I don't know how high too jacked up is, and I've not seen it. You know, I've not seen where our guys have not been able to play a thinking man's game with the excitement and the passion of jacked up.
A thinking man's game. Great emotions, but a stat that sticks in the back of every LSU fan's head. Les Miles has never finished a season with less than 2 losses. Alex Cordry is on campus. AC, the LSU coach, talked about not being too jacked up. You're in new jacked up city tonight. How's it going? Boomerangs and boudin for Jesse's family this weekend. Thanks, AC. Arkansas will be without one of their special team stars in their top 10 showdown with South Carolina this weekend after this brutal hit on Saturday. Marquell Wade has been suspended 1 game. The Southeastern Conference dropped the hammer as much for the flagrant hit as the celebration afterwards. Georgia will host New Mexico State without their top 4 running backs. Richard Samuels is out for the season, and Isaiah Crowell, Carlton Thomas, and Ken Malcolm all suspended for failing a drug test today. Walk-on Brandon Harton will get the start. Someone in line at the varsity right now will likely be the backup. There'll be no new on-campus stadium for UAB football. The Board of Trustees issued their statement tonight. The message simple: UAB has not generated sufficient student, fan, or financial support to assure the viability of the $75 million project. Remember the last home game, the win over UCF, where a crowd of 8,000 or so announced, and everyone debated if 2,000 were actually in this game. The team isn't winning on the field or at the gate, and many were hoping the on-campus stadium would be a lifeline. Our KFC High School Game of the Week takes us to week 1 of the state playoffs at Spanish Fort and Fairfield in their first meeting ever. Fairfield has just 1 loss in the season. They'll be the favorites in our KFC Bucket Game of the Week. Basketball season started tonight for Auburn. When I watched Tony Barbie's bunch at their scrimmage Saturday, the one thing I noticed is the team's depth. He's got more bodies for his playing rotation this year. Payne College in Auburn Arena for the exhibition. Rob Chubb is back and improved. Looked good there. And big night for shooting guard Chris Denson. He led Auburn with 21. There's 3 of them right there. Kenny Gabriel's back to his high-flying antics as well. Auburn beats Payne like 2 Advils, 86-60 tonight. I knew you'd laugh at that. That's why I like you. My corny jokes, you laugh.
And they are corny, but funny.
It's because he holds up a little cue card and says laugh.
Applause.
We'll be right back.
And now, CBS 42 Sports.
You know, Rich Rodriguez never fit in with the maize and blue blood tradition of Michigan. He wasn't a Michigan man and he failed. But look at Rich Rod tonight. He's the new coach at Arizona, and athletic director Greg Byrne made the announcement on his Twitter account with this picture of the Rodriguez family. That's a first, right? Hey, the biggest upset weekend in college football since 2001 helped Alabama get back into the national title picture. Look at the reaction to the Oklahoma State loss Friday night. That's inside Innisfree Pub in Tuscaloosa. Pandemonium. Yes, you bet every game counts. The excitement there. Of course, Auburn can derail Alabama's championship dream. The Tigers are 21-point underdogs in Saturday's Iron Bowl, mainly because of the gap between Alabama's rushing attack and Auburn's run defense, which is 98th in the country. But Nick Saban said today he sees an improved Auburn run defense on tape. The Tigers have shut down the Big Bama backs in the last 2 years. In 2009, Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson combined for just 81 yards. Last year it was 60 yards. Neither All-Star had a run over 9 yards in either game. Even the Auburn defense, if they slow down Alabama's foot soldiers, the biggest challenge still may belong to Gus Malzahn. How to score points against that Alabama defense. He has done it in the past with a lot of shock and awe. Malzahn admitted Sunday that he has glanced ahead to Alabama a couple of times throughout the year. He thinks he has something in his plan that could make an impact in this football game. The Alabama staff has great respect for his deception.
He does a very good job of utilizing the players, that they have and roles that they can be productive in. But they have a lot of whatever you want to call them, gadget trick plays, crazy formations, whatever you want to call it.
It was called a comeback win last year, 28-27 Auburn, a score in a moment that the Crimson Nation hasn't been able to forget. Lauren Sisler is on campus. Alabama has more finalists for the major individual awards at the end of the year. Barrett Jones, a finalist for the Outland Trophy, the best interior lineman. Trent Richardson, a finalist for the Doak Walker Award, given to the nation's best running back. And Dante Hightower for the Bednarik Award, which goes to the nation's best defensive player. The weekend starts Friday, 1:30 here on CBS 42, with number 3 Arkansas playing at number 1 LSU. It's the game of the century, part 2, if you will. Arkansas can still play in the BCS championship game with a win. The BCS guru at ESPN, Brad Edwards, thinks LSU could lose a game and still make the title contest. Les Miles, the coach at LSU, doesn't want to give the voters a chance to leave out his Fighting Tigers.
This is a football team that's going to play for victory, and it's an opportunity to play a very quality football team in their home stadium. Another big-time game on national television.
You see, we're going to play for victory, Sherry. Playing for victory. The Hogs have won 3 of the last 4 in the series, and they are usually under Hogs this week by 14 points. Southern football lost a legend on Sunday.
Complete to the 25, to the 30. Lindsey shot 35-40. Lindsey shot 45-50, 45-40. Run, Lindsey, 25-20, 50, 10, 5. Lindsey shot.
Run, Lindsey, run. Larry Munson, the voice of the Dogs, was 89 years old and will forever be one of the great sounds of college football. Auburn rang the recruiting bell tonight. Javier Mitchell picked the Tigers over Georgia. He's a 6'2" linebacker, bigger than most of Auburn recruits at that position.
A lot of people talk about family and all, but at Auburn, you actually feel it. You don't have to ask questions. And as far as everything else goes, like great facilities coming up, and I've been in a couple of classrooms and all, so it's a great program.
The lead star joins his former teammate at Leeds, Jonathan Rhodes, on that Auburn defense. To basketball, Alabama up to 13th in the new Associated Press Top 25 after wins over Maryland, Wichita State, and Purdue. Tony Mitchell was named the SEC Player of the Week with his 19 points, 9 rebound average. And SEC action today in Maui. The new-look Tennessee Vols got their first loss at the hands of the Duke Blue Devils. Austin Rivers, the son of NBA legend Doc Rivers, hit 4 threes. He had 18. Duke beats Tennessee 77-67. Oh, I'd like to be in Maui right now. Mike Slive, the SEC commissioner, today proposing major changes to the landscape of college athletic, including higher academic standards that would get your core grade point average to 2.5 if you wanted to play football in conferences like the SEC. Welcome to SEC Media Days, day 1 here at the Winfrey in Hoover. More of what Mike Slive had to say and what everyone's talking about from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Look at the commissioner who is in his 70s and rumored at one point today to retire. He wasn't talking about retirement. He's talking about changing the way we do business in college athletics, streamlining the rules, rewriting the rule book, stricter rules about when you can recruit. Also, full cost scholarships, something that would put about $3,000 more a year into the pockets of student athletes. All that Mike Slive's going to propose to the NCAA. But we're here to talk about football. Today, Alabama found out that their North Texas game in week 3 will be at 6:30 on Fox Sports Net. One of the newbies here is this guy, Will Muschamp, the new coach at Florida. He's new to being a head coach. He's new at Florida, but he's been in the SEC before. He was an assistant coach with Nick Saban at LSU. He was an assistant coach with Tommy Tuberville at Auburn. Now he's the head coach, but he knows the road on the SEC.
Having been to Tiger Stadium and Jordan-Hare and some of those places before, and understanding what you're getting into on the field, understanding how good the league really is, not getting shocked by the talent level or the coaching level, and then the last thing would be recruiting and understanding it's a daily process to this recruiting. If signing dates in February, you got to work all the way through it, and it's a war. He
worked at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Maybe he should call it Jordan-Hare, right? Willie Green right there, Spain Park guy, now a defensive end at Florida. Bobby Petrino's here. Everyone's talking about Arkansas as a team that could win not only the SEC championship, but the national championship. You think Bobby Petrino doesn't want to talk about championships? If you think that, you're wrong.
I'm fired up about the high expectations. I think we learned a year ago as a football team that it's okay to have high expectations. It's okay to believe that you got a chance to win a championship. And, you know, we have a lot of experience coming back. We have a lot of depth coming back.
Hey, you know the SEC's won 5 straight BCS National Championship trophies. Why not have the trophy here in the lobby to see if anybody can claim number 6? And Dan Mullen of Mississippi State also here today with Steve Spurrier of South Carolina. We've got more with them coming up in the 6 o'clock hour as we continue live in Hoover, guys, at SEC Media Days. I took vacation this time last year. I missed this. This is fun.